Dream stands. Oh, dream stands. What an interesting bunch they are. To make not one webtoon, not two webtoons, not three webtoons. I actually have no idea how much webtoons there are. There's too many of them. However, out of all the webtoons there are, I've singled out one of them. Sweet talk. Now before I get onto that webtoon, I think this is going to be a series. I'm going to review a bunch of Dream SMP webtoons that appear to have actual storylines. What do I mean by that? I mean that a bunch of the webtoons that I see on display over here seem to be one-off stories. Now, as I found out from the comment section on my last Dream Webtoon video, apparently a bunch of the Dream SMP members don't mind all the shipping. And you know what? That's fair, alright? If they don't have a problem with it, then I guess I shouldn't either. However, with that being said, I'm still going to judge these webtoons into oblivion. And thus, the same thing is going to be done with this webtoon. Now, there's one thing I noticed from this webtoon that makes it unique. All of the chapters are split into parts. I don't know why they do this, but I don't know, it's their own quirk. Anyways, I think that's enough intro, so with that out of the way, let's get right into this video. We start off this webtoon with Dream entering a cafe. He orders tea in the most awkward way possible. Look man, just take your time and order. It isn't rocket science. Dream receives his tea and George prays that Dream likes it. Dream begins drinking it and all of a sudden he starts dying. Now you guys may think that Dream doesn't like the tea or something, but I have a theory. George had gotten sick of all the people shipping him and Dream, and he decided that there is only one way to end it. He has to take out Dream. Unfortunately for George, this doesn't work, and Dream turns around at him menacingly. Alright George, you better run out of there while you still can. You don't want to come face to face with Dream's true form. Dream then tries to think of what he should do next to make his crush, George, happy. Dream, being such a big introvert to the point where it's painful, somehow makes giving a tip look difficult. Bro, not even Mr. Beast, when he was in his baby boy phase, was this awkward at giving people money. And bro, you didn't even give him real money? That's it, Dream. We gotta exile you to the land of banished YouTubers. George then gets called over by Carl? I think that's him. Oh, it's supposed to be Bad Boy Halo. I honestly couldn't tell. George then tells Bad about his interaction with Dream, and Bad congratulates him. Dream then realizes how awful his social skills are, and cringes at himself. Dream then forces himself to drink the tea, only because George made it, even though he clearly doesn't like it. Look man, there's no shame in not liking tea. It's not like George is gonna go on a rampage just because he didn't like his tea. Chapter 2 begins with George and Bad closing shop. After Bad lets George leave his apron, he realizes George left his tip there. He sees the number left on the money, and he recognizes it. He immediately calls Dream, and Dream is taken aback at Bad's tone. Bad, please watch your tone. I don't want you to be attacked by a bunch of angry Dream stans. Bad asks Dream if he was flirting with George, and Dream admits to it. I wouldn't really call this flirting, man. Bad then asks him why he gave George $100, and Dream says it's because he's cute. I'm just wondering, what if there was another waiter in there and he got no money because he wasn't cute according to Dream?
Hey, wait, here's a bag of money because you're so cute.
Gee, thanks sir.
Sir, could you please also give me some money? I'm struggling to make enough money to support my family. All we want is money for dinner tonight.
Dream then asks Bad if George is gonna be there tomorrow, and for some reason he turns into a dog. Sapnap then calls Dream a simp. Also guys, you remember how I said this webtoon was formatted weirdly? Well, because they have breaks in each chapter, that gave them enough time to improve the art in the middle of the chapter. You know what? You guys get a Cristiano Ronaldo meme. Dream then says he wants to see him again, and Sapnap supports it. Dream is surprised at this and... Look man, just because the Dream SMP members joke about this, it's not making this any less cringe for me. Dream takes Sapnap to the cafe. They meet up with Skeppy, who's also working there, and it seems like George isn't working today. All of a sudden, George comes out, and plot twist, he and Sapnap already met. Apparently, earlier, Sapnap walks up to George, and he says, "Hey mamas." I don't even know what to say. I'm gonna go jump off a cliff. After Dream finds out that Sapnap has no game either, he starts teasing him. Skeppy is annoyed at them for not ordering anything. Out of frustration, Skeppy calls in the National Guard, otherwise known as Bad Boy Halo. Dream hastily orders his tea, and so does Sapnap. Bad then gives Dream a death stare, and Dream tries reaching out for help, but gets denied. Bad drags Dream to the back, which is honestly a little terrifying. Like, I'm expecting Dream to show up on one of those shock sites after being dragged back there. George finds himself being attracted to Dream, and Skeppy immediately destroys Dream. So, instead of torturing Dream like I thought he would, Bad asks Dream if he's spoken with George. Bad tells him to just go for it, and Dream is terrified of rejection. This conversation goes on for a bit longer, but I'm skipping it. Sapnap then sits down with George, and he asks him if he's single. Oh no, is this just gonna be boyfriends but with Dream SMP members? Sapnap then gets George's number, and all of a sudden Dream sees everything that's happening. You know what, Dream? I support you this time. Unleash your wrath on both of them. Dream then gives George the tip he left yesterday, trying his hardest to have some game. Out of nowhere, Sap asks George if he thinks Dream is attractive. George stumbles with his response, but fortunately Skeppy saves us all by giving them their drinks. Sap tells George to drink it, and George actually likes it. Skeppy says he put in jelly chunks to try and choke Sapnap. Dude, Skeppy feels like someone infiltrating this webtoon. He looks like he hates all the shipping, and now he's attempting to choke Sapnap. By the next chapter, he's gonna hire a hitman to take out Dream. Sapnap and George have a super long conversation, and it's evening before they realize it. Bad starts shipping George and Sapnap, and oh no, they've practically destroyed me! After Sapnap leaves, George gets back to work, and instead of being berated for slacking on the job, Bad tells him it's fine, as long as he had fun. George then gets a text from Sapnap. Sapnap tells him to look at the back of the money, and George finally sees the number. George looks at the number like it's some alien message, all confused as to what he's supposed to do with it. Bad, fortunately, speaks for me as to what he's supposed to do when he's given a number. Sapnap arrives home, and Dream is waiting for him. Now sure, the sexual tension is mind-blowing, but I personally believe it's a trap and Dream is about to erase Sapnap from existence. We start off this chapter with Sapnap coming out of the shower and Dream wanting to talk with him. They begin talking about what went down with George. Sapnap tells Dream he was trying to get to know George for Dream, which is clearly a lie. Dream then out of the blue asks him if he's gay, and Sapnap is shocked. Wait, hold on, I thought they were already in a relationship. Literally everything prior to this pointed to that being the case. So they start arguing with each other on whether or not Sapnap is gay, and oh gosh! Okay, there's no way it can get any worse than a hard makeout session, right? That's it! From this moment on, this webtoon gets absolutely no mercy from me! Dream and Sapnap sit down and begin talking about what they're gonna do that day. Sapnap then drops a bombshell on Dream, saying that he's in a relationship with Carl and Quackity. Bruh, this is... Gah! I don't even care how much the Dream SMP doesn't mind this sort of thing anymore. Nothing will get this mental image out of my head! Dream then goes to tell Carl and Quackity as to what happened the night before, and they're not all too shocked. Apparently, Sapnap had these overwhelming intrusive thoughts about Dream for a long time, and the intrusive thoughts won. Dream asks them if they're okay with it, and for some reason, they start laughing uncontrollably. Out of nowhere, these two British guys insult them by calling them Americans. Hey, I'll have you know Americans are way better than the British.
Is that so? Then I challenge you to a duel. The American doesn't know this, but I brought a claymore to this fight. He'll never see it coming.
Sapnap comes up to Carl and Quackity, and I'm skipping this too. Dream receives a text from an unknown number who asks him if he's speaking to Dream. Oh yeah, it's finally happening. The cyber police is arresting Dream for having the worst fandom. Dream asks who it is, and it's revealed to be George. After realizing who it is, Dream hides under his hoodie. George calls himself bland, but Dream blurts out that he's very attractive. Dream then asks George if he can look at some code for him, and George tells him there's nothing wrong with it. Apparently, this is some sort of flirting tactic, and what? You just wasted his time, man! Your chances of getting him now are slim to none! George asks Dream if he's coming by to the cafe, but Dream doesn't hear him. It then takes surprisingly long for Dream to ask him the question again. Hey man, it definitely wasn't a dumb question. Who knows, maybe Dream could have been responding to tweets for the rest of the afternoon, you never know. Dream and George then do cutesy stuff, and whatever, I'm skipping this. Dream and Sapnap walk with each other, and Dream asks him why he's wearing so many clothes. He says it's to cover up the bite marks. Screw this, I'm going to the next chapter. In this chapter, we see Dream and Sapnap begin their master plan of getting George in this awful relationship. Dream makes the first move by asking George to make him his favorite drink. George asks him if he's allergic to anything, and Dream says no. George then says good in a devious manner, and Sapnap correctly states that he is about to be poisoned. Dream, for whatever reason, states he'll gladly drink it. Alright George, don't waste this opportunity, give him actual poison. Dream finds out that Sapnap and George are going on a date on Saturday, and he decides he needs to date George now. George gives him his drink, and he says he chose it because it looks like piss. Dream then begs George to go on a date with him. Dream, oh my goodness, you are making it too easy! George teases Dream, but Dream blackmails George into going on a date with him. After Dream and Sapnap leave, Will walks in, and it seems like he and George are already well acquainted. As Sapnap and Dream are walking home, Dream states that he doesn't care about George's schedule, and he just wants to go on a date with him. Look at that, they somehow managed to make Dream way worse in this webtoon than in real life. They then decide to go out on a date, and nope, I'm skipping this. George is trying to maintain his schedule on the day of the date. Look at that, Dream, you trying to speedrun dating has caused George to be incredibly tired. Shame on you! Everyone boo him! Will and George start being romantic, and oh my gosh, how many people are gonna be involved? Is this gonna be some big relationship involving all of the Dream SMP members? You know what? I'm done with this webtoon. I don't care if Tommy shows up later, I'm done. You know, I really didn't think it was possible. I really didn't believe it. But this somehow managed to be worse than Oh Dream. The pacing is just garbage. Everyone dates each other and sexy times with each other almost immediately. Not to mention, all that quote-unquote wholesomeness is just ripped away considering everyone does the most uncomfortable attempts at flirting. And why is Dream an inconsiderate jerk here? Like, dude, I may think that Dream is irresponsible, but at least he cares for people, and sometimes he cares a little too much, but he still cares. Like, I don't know, I think they made speedrunning an aspect of Dream's character, since he's speedrunning sleeping with all of his friends. As for the art, initially it was below average, I can't lie, but they managed to improve it. However, the awful plot completely overshadows that improvement, and for that, I'm taking away your Cristiano Ronaldo meme. Overall, bad webtoon, Webtoon! Anyways, I think that's gonna wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching this in its entirety. If you guys like this video, then please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. If you guys have any video suggestions or any other webtoons you want me to review, then please leave it in the comments section below. And with that, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.